the latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. In an act of resistance against neo-colonial control, Mali has confirmed the arrest of French military national Colonel Christian Bernard, accused of spying and plotting to destabilize the Malian state. This is not the art of diplomacy as usual. This is Africa drawing the line. After decades of foreign manipulation disguised as partnership, Mali has sent a message to the world that Africa will no longer allow foreign interference in Africa, and they are ready to fight for their total sovereignty, and they are no longer ready to be slaves to other people. Africa has risen, and Africa will no longer remain silent for other people to continue to come into the continent to have access to the resources, because everything on the soil of Africa belongs to the African. These people are never ready to allow the African to be. But we are so excited that now we have leaders in Africa that are sending a strong warning to these people that no matter how much they try to reclaim whatever they claim belongs to them, we are also ready to hold on to what is ours.
The Attorney General at the Bamako Court of Appeal informs national opinion and international that facts relating to the UN behavior of Lieutenant Colonel Jan Christian Bernard Vézelier, of French nationality, characterized by acts to undermine state security, the stabilization of the institutions of the Republic, to national sovereignty and to love terror, have been brought to his attention. In this mafia enterprise, Lieutenant Colonel Jan Christian Bernard Vézelier established contacts with a view to destabilizing the institutions and support terrorist enterprises with certain civilian and military persons. These actions are currently subject to a thorough review by the Specialized Judicial Unit for the Fight Against Terrorism and Transnational Organized Crime. The Attorney General is keen to reassure the population that all the light will be shed on this case, and that the responsibilities will be located in strict respect of the principles of the rule of law, of the rights of the defense and fundamental freedoms. It firmly recalls that the Republic of Mali is one neutral state, and that any action, individual or collective, to undermine fundamental interests of the nation or to disturb social peace exposes his notary to sanctions provided for by Malian legislation. The Attorney General calls on citizens to calm, withholding and respect for the laws of the Republic, while reaffirming the commitment of the judicial institution to work independently in and respect of legality. The government listening to the diaspora, to communicate.
And we've seen that ever since Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso kicked these people out, France hasn't known peace. Their economy is in bankruptcy, and that is why they are using every tactics and making sure that they use people, their puppets in Africa, to make sure that they stay relevant in Africa. But it is you and I, our duty, to continue to fight to make sure we unite, because it is only in our unity that we can defeat these people. Africans are still bent on seeing ourselves as different people, just as the colonizer wants us. If we continue to see ourselves in that manner, then it will be very difficult for us to fight. Some Africans have risen, but most of us are still sleeping because we still want to live in the dreams of the colonizer. We are drawing the line, and we must all rise up to claim our sovereignty. We have to let them understand that they cannot continue to have their influence in the continent of Africa. The African must fight to be free. And that is the message, all in all, General Assimi Goita is sending to these people, that we will no longer allow them to intimidate us. We will never allow them anymore to come in the guise of partnership, while they are rather manipulating and taking advantage of the African. We need to rise up. This is the time for us to also rise up, because the person that is chasing after us isn't tired. So you that is running mustn't be tired. And we all need to come together to support Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, as these leaders are doing everything possible in their power to give us the freedom that we are looking for. Africa must unite, because this is a time for us all to fight for our total liberation. France is not sleeping. In no time you see that France will come out accusing Mali, claiming to be innocent, because this is what they do best. Each time they try to do something in Africa and we take actions against them, they find means and ways to twist the narrative, but will always make sure they cover the truth to portray the African black. But we must understand that there is no other person that can speak the truth to us as Africans if not Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. And we must let France understand that the African has risen, and we will fight to safeguard our continent, to safeguard our resources, because this is what we are going to use to cater for ourselves. They are the same people that always share the narrative to the world that the African is poor. But right now we decided to ask them to go so that the African will take care of his or her own affairs. And these people are bent on remaining in Africa. If we are poor and there is nothing in Africa, and they are the ones that are always taking care of the African, what are they still doing here? Even when the African said enough, they need to go and let us be. So we need to come together as a people to fight for our own collective sovereignty. We need to understand that the African is still under slavery, and what is happening in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso is for us all, and not only these people that are living in these respective countries. We need to unite, because our unity is the only way we can fight against these people. If we continue to have leaders that will allow themselves to be used by France in order to have access to their brothers, then we should know we still have a long way to go. And these are the leaders we need to move out of the way. The African must succeed, but our success will only come when we are united, when we start seeing ourselves as one people, and we start seeing ourselves as everything that we deserve, and stop looking at other people, calling on them to come into the continent to resolve or help us, because they do not have anything to help you, the African. Whatever that we need to help ourselves is right here. The only thing that is drawing us backwards is the unity of the African. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Mali.